Hey, you're listening to Don't Mix In. I'm Dr. Vivian Rodriguez, an educational psychologist, blogger, educator, and coach who loves to talk about style, life, creating, and mental health. Okay, so I started this podcast to create a space to talk about style and substance, to talk about the complexities of being a woman who's authentic and thriving. All right, let's get into it. In this episode, we're going to be talking about 5 spring transition casual outfits you'll want to wear. All right, so you're not sure what to wear during this in-between season because we're kind of in that spring transition. It's just starting to warm up a little bit, but the weather is still a bit inconsistent. So here are 5 spring transition casual outfits that you'll want to wear again and again. Hey, I know you guys do not have a ton of time to just be scrolling through social media. You got better things to do, right? So that's why I revamped and relaunched my Fave Finds newsletter. And what I did is, it's kind of in case you missed it. So I scour through the internet to find some styles for midsize and curves. And I also add just some different podcast episodes or books that I'm into lately, just some good stuff for your email inbox. So go ahead and head over to the show notes for this episode to sign up for my Fave Finds. And don't worry, I'm not going to spam your email inbox. It'll be some good stuff. So you like Amazon, but you don't know what styles to get? Go ahead and check out my Amazon Live. I'm an A-list creator, which means I do a lot of lives and people like them. So go ahead and head over to the show notes for this episode to go and join the live. And don't forget to follow me on Amazon. And then keep in mind, as an Amazon associate, I do earn from qualified purchases, and all opinions are my own. And I'll see you guys around. All right, the first outfit, a coatigan, is exactly what it sounds like. It's kind of like a cross between a coat and a cardigan. It's a versatile wardrobe piece that you can wear in different ways. For instance, I like to throw it over bodysuits and jeans. And I have in the show notes here like a picture where I'm wearing a black bodysuit, pair of jeans, sneakers, and then a kind of a cream, off-white coatigan that's long. So what I like about a coatigan is that it's like thinner than a coat, but thicker than your typical cardigan. And it's usually longer in length. So you're going to get the warmth without getting, something too thick that's going to get you too hot if the weather warms up a bit. The next outfit is a colorful scarf, bodysuit, and jeans. Okay, so the weather is unpredictable in the spring, so layering is going to be key as we transition from winter to spring. A bodysuit jeans combo is always like a solid base for layering, and then you add a colorful scarf for warmth, color, and style. So what I like to do is like go with, as soon as like January hits, I want to wear really bold, bright, fresh colors. Because prior to that, for the fall and winter, we were going more with like jewel tones, more kind of fall tones. And so going with some fresh and bright colors, I think kind of signals spring. It boosts the mood a little bit, changes it up, and just looks a little more crisp. Next, power through the spring transition with stripes. I love stripes. Stripes can give like a nautical kind of preppy vibe. I think it's perfect for the spring season. It's so funny. I kind of like, not study, but I pay attention to what stores do or what I guess online or brick and mortar. And I always remember after the holidays, when you get in there, like soon after, and it's January, one of the prints you're always going to see is like just stripes. It's stripes everywhere. I know Banana Republic, for instance. I always notice that. And I'm always like, oh, that makes me happy. It's just like, it's prepping you as we get into the spring season. And I love this, that the stripes kind of print reminds us of like the beach and outdoor activities. And I feel like it's not a trendy print, so you can wear it year after year. Another outfit is a crew neck sweater and pretty much anything with this a thin crew neck sweater. I think this is another perfect pairing for the the spring transition. Here's why. It provides warmth without being too bulky or too thick. So you see the theme of like layering, like the coat again, we don't want it to be too thick either. And so a nice like thin crew neck sweater is going to be easy to layer, but then you can wear it on its own and keep you warm. And also it's usually pretty comfortable. So I in the show notes for this episode linked a few items for you all that have been my faves for, a crew neck sweater. And what I would do is get in a bunch of different colors. So you can go again with some like real colorful, saturated and cool, fresh colors for a crew neck sweater so that you have something that, kind of signals spring. It's kind of spring vibe, but you're still able to keep yourself warm. The last one is a trench coat with pretty much anything. I feel like a trench coat is a spring hero piece. This is one of the absolute best pieces to add to your wardrobe during the winter. And I feel like I need to have an episode just about trench coats. But anyway, here we are. So here's the thing with spring. The weather, you can't tell how it's going to be, right? So a trench coat is perfect because it's more of like a light type of coat. And I like that it just adds a nice kind of structure to an outfit. It's like you can throw it on over anything. It looks a little more kind of elevated and you can get it in a lot of different colors. So I in the show notes, I'm wearing one that's gray and I was really searching for a gray one for a long time, but the standard kind of khaki trench coat, I think works well with so many things. And now that, you can kind of mix it up with like sneakers and a romper or leggings and a tee. I feel like, yeah, the trench coat needs its own episode because there's so many different ways you can wear a trench coat. And I think it's just a great spring piece, but you also can, bust this out in the fall too. To wrap up, transitioning your wardrobe from winter to spring doesn't have to be super complicated. Go with one of these 5 spring transition outfits and you will be good to go. Like what you're hearing? Go ahead and subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. You can also share the podcast on Instagram and tag me at Live by Viv. As far as my music, it's The Croft by Joachim Karud. And everything we talked about in this episode can be found in the show notes on livebyviv.com. Okay, and remember, don't mix in because you don't need to.